Today we have Macbeth, Act 3, Scene 2. So enter Lady Macbeth and a servant. Lady Macbeth, is Banquo gone from court? Servant, ay, madam, but returns again tonight. Lady Macbeth, say to the king I would attend his leisure for a few words. Here we see the shift, the dynamics. There is a change. These partners in crime are now king and queen, and there is a sense of alienation, of isolation between them. Before this, we would see Macbeth rushing into his wife's chambers, telling her everything, and so too it was with his lady. But now there is that distance, that isolation where she has to come in and ask the servant whether she may have some time with the majesty. He is now king and he is even more alone than he was before. This is also showing us that after doing such an evil deed, their conscience is causing them to become isolated. They have removed themselves from the common empathy to the rest of humankind. They have destroyed a soul, they have killed people, and this is a murderer we see in the guise of a king. And another thing that we need to notice here is Lady Macbeth does not know about Macbeth's conversation to Banquo and what is going to happen. Lady Macbeth, Not's had all spent where our desire is got without content. 'Tis safer to be that which we destroy than by destruction dwell in doubtful joy. So here, Lady Macbeth says she is again and again reassuring her husband by saying that we have put all our fears to rest. It is good that we have not left anything to chance. And she wants to reassure him that he must not waste any more thought on the deed that is done. And she voices that it is better to die than to live in doubtful joy. She says, now let us be joyful and, really enjoy the fact that we are king and queen. Let's leave these worries and fears aside. Let us cast those doubts aside. How now, my lord? Why do you keep alone of sorriest fancies your companions making, using those thoughts which should indeed have died? With them they think on things without all remedy, should be without regard. What's done is done. So now she says, why do you keep yourself alone? Why are you isolating yourself? What's done is done. There is no point in ruminating and thinking over it. Sorriest fancies refers to the earlier hallucinations of the dagger, of the ghost, all these things that are seemingly his imagination of a soul that is crushed, of a conscience that he has destroyed. But now Lady Macbeth says, you please leave all that aside. What's done is done. Let us reap the reward of it. Let us not continue in perpetual agony. Macbeth, we have scorched the snake, not killed it. She will close and be herself, whilst our poor Malice remains in danger of her former tooth. So now he says that we have only wounded the snake. The snake is not fully killed, and it will heal and come back for its vengeance. Here, Duncan is killed, but Donalbain and Malcolm have escaped, and they have gone to England and Ireland. And deep inside, they know that their father's murderer is out there. They may seek vengeance. Then we know that Macduff is also doubtful. Banquo is another voice of reason that Macbeth always fears. So Macbeth knows that his troubles are not ended. He has merely wounded the snake, but at any moment, trouble can come back to him. He cannot rest in peace. He knows that. But let the frame of things disjoined, both the worlds suffer. ere we will eat our meal in fear and sleep in the affliction of these terrible dreams. Like a Voldemort with a Horcrux, Macbeth has given up his immortal soul. In both worlds is he going to suffer. He must suffer his remaining years in this world doubted of murder, of regicide, of killing his guest and king, and he is also given up the hereafter. For he, being a good Christian, being of a faith, feels that he will be punished for this murder in the worlds to come. And here too, he will be tormented by these horrible hallucinations and terrible dreams. And he says that, so this is my lot now, that shake us nightly, better be with the dead, whom we to gain our peace have sent to peace. So look at the beauty of Shakespeare's words. In order to gain my peace, I have actually sent him to peace. Now, when we look at the picture, it is Duncan who is at peace. Duncan who needs no longer worry about the future of his country or whether, he should go to war. Nothing. Duncan's life on earth is spent in goodness and he has gone heavenwards in his own pure self, whom we to gain our peace have sent to peace. Then on the torture of the mind to lie is restless ecstasy. Duncan is in his grave. After life's fitful fever, he sleeps well. Treason has done his worst, nor steel, nor poison, malice domestic, foreign levy, nothing can yoke him further. So, whether it is foreign affairs, whether it is domestic problems, malice arising within the boundaries, without the boundaries, among his courtiers, nothing is going to affect Duncan anymore. So you see here almost an envy is coming from the murderer to his victim. And so it is even in the modern world where we see wars and we see so many atrocities committed. At the end of the day, I feel that those people who commit these atrocities, they are worse off than the victims. They have, cut open their conscience, their human self for the rest of their life. And here Duncan is in his grave, away from all these fitful worldly things. So here we see the device used, poetic device, treason is personified. When treason has done his worst, treason is given human qualities. Lady Macbeth, come on, gentle, my lord. Seek over your Sleek over your rugged looks. Be bright and jovial among your guests tonight. My dear Lord, please compose yourself. Stop all this talk about death and murder. You please be jovial and happy with your guests. We have a feast planned here. Everybody is waiting for you. Please come. Macbeth, so shall I love, and so I pray be you. Let your remembrance apply to Banquo. Present him eminence both with eye and tongue, unsafe the while that we must leave our honors in these flattering streams. Definitely, I will come down. I'm going to be a very good host today. I'm going to ask these people to enjoy and sit and feast with us. And you, my dear lady, you must charm our guests and you should take particular care of Banco because we don't want to make him an enemy and it is unsafe for us. So, right now, let us both be flattering all these people so that they will be on our side and make our faces wizards to our hearts, disguising what they are. And let's make our faces like a wizard that is to with magic, you almost the use of magic to make themselves look very innocent and very kind and courteous to all their fellow men. Lady Macbeth, you must leave this. So she now says, you have to let go the past. Macbeth, oh, full of scorpions is my mind, dear wife. Thou knowest that Banquo and his fleance lives. My dear wife, now this is a very important quote that can easily come. full of scorpions is my mind. Look at the imagery, that picture that Shakespeare draws before us. Macbeth's mind is now so torn apart. In a way, is Shakespeare almost asking us to sympathize with this killer? We cannot sympathize, we cannot feel pity for a murderer. Yet, is he showing us the vestige of a good man who feels his conscience torn apart? What could have been? This is what Shakespeare is making us think. What could have been had Macbeth not listened to his temptation? He would have been an honored person in that court, but he gave it all up for his greed, and that too still goes on in this world. And he now says, as long as Banquo and his fleets live, we are not safe. So this is how from one murder to another he is going to be led. Lady Macbeth, but in them nature's copy is not eternal. So now Lady Macbeth says, again she is hinting at furthermore killings. She says, but in them nature is copy, it's not eternal. They don't have a life that is, going to continue forever. They're mortals. Here there is a hint that even the lease of life granted to them is something that's going to stop at some point. Macbeth, there's comfort yet, they are assailable. Then be thou jocund ere the bat hath flown, his cloistered flight ere to black Hecate summons. The shard-born beetle with his drowsy huns hath rung night's yawning peal. There shall be done a deed of dreadful note. Indeed, you are very right. Their life is not, they're not immortal. They are assailable. They can be destroyed. They too can be erased. And here he says, now you please be jocund, you be jovial, go ahead and enjoy your party. And now there are a lot of words and imagery showing us something like black magic and Hecate. Again, the queen of the witches is mentioned. And he says the bat has flown to his cloistered flight. The beetle is with his drowsy hums. Now again, we are taken into the supernatural. That imagery of the three witches and all that is dark and deadly and gloomy is going on, because this is going to be one more horrible night, just like the night that Duncan died. So there shall be done a deed of dreadful note. So now he's giving his wife a warning, or rather a hint. Something dreadful is going to happen today. Lady Macbeth, what is to be done? She's asking now. Macbeth, be innocent of the knowledge, dearest Chuck, till thou applaud the deed. Come, seeing night, scarf up the tender eye of pitiful day. Now he says, you can be innocent of the deed. I'm not going to tell you what's going to happen, because he feels that if she knows that such a deed is going to happen, that fear might show up on her face, and it is very necessary now that she should look innocent of any dreadful deed. So he is now trying to help her here, and he calls her dearest Chuck, which is a term of endearment. He says that once you know the deed, you will applaud me, you will congratulate me, but until then it is better that you be ignorant of it, so that if anyone asks her or if any question should come up, she will be innocent of it. So now he asks the tender day, the pitiful day, that its very eyes should be shut. This is he seeking for utter darkness. He does not want any light to shine on this horrific deed that he is planning of killing his own companion, his friend in battle. With thy bloody and invisible hand, cancel and tear to pieces that great bond which keeps me pale. Take away all that is human from me, just like Lady Macbeth once cried out, unsex me. Here, Macbeth seems to be asking, dehumanize me. Don't make me have any human qualities, and let the night also be so dark that the eyes of pity itself should be closed today. Light thickens and the crow makes wing to the rooky wood. Good things of day begin to droop and drowse. So all that is good in the day, the flowers, the beauty, the light, let it all go into darkness and bleakness and gloominess. So the night is also showing the change in character. The character that was once bright and light is now becoming dark and hateful. While night's black agents to their praise do rouse, thou marvelest at my words, but hold thee still. So all these ghostly powers are coming up, and the night is, taking over the day. You will marvel once you learn about this deed, but now hold thee still. But right now, you can be ignorant of it. Things bad begin, make strong themselves by ill. So prithee, go with me. And those things that have begun in horror or badness, they must go on. There is no way out. The only way is through. And here I'm very much reminded of Voldemort, or so many of those really evil characters, or Sauron, or all those evil characters where the soul is being, pulled apart and dehumanized. Thank you.